Hello everybody and welcome to my first crochet tutorial. Today we are going to be making little crochet pouches for your Pokémon Go Plus. They're going to end up looking like this, and you can just kind of fold it in half to stick in Pokémon Go Plus like this. And if you're keeping it in your car and it's vibrating, it will be a lot less noisy. And also it's just a cute little thing to stick it in. Now for this tutorial I will be using pink yarn, a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, a darning needle, and a stitch marker. So you're going to take your yarn, and what you're going to do is you're going to make a magic ring. I like to leave a little bit of a tail when I do this so I can sew it closed later. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around your fingers like this and then make an X with it, and I like to hold it with my pinky finger. Now you're going to go under this yarn here, go underneath, grab this yarn, pull through, twist, and then take this yarn that you're holding with your pinky, yarn over, and pull through, just like this. And you can remove your fingers now because it's secure. And when you're crocheting, you want to make sure you're working into the side that has the tail as well to bring the tail around through your crochets. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 5. And for those of you who don't know how to do that, I'll show you again. What you do, so you take your yarn, you yarn over like so, and you pull through the loop, and that's 1 chain stitch. So you're going to chain 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now with your 5 chain stitches, this is going to count as your first double crochet. The first 3 are going to be your double crochet, and the 2 are going to be your chain 2 stitch. So now we have to do 5 double crochets with a chain of 2 in between them. So you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, and you're going to insert your hook into this loop here. So you're going to insert it like so, and I like to grab it. You're going to yarn over, and then you see how there are 4 loops on here? You're going to pull through those first 2 like this. Now you should have 3. Now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through the first 2 of these loops like that. So you should have 2 now. Yarn over and pull through the final 2 like so. And this is what you should be working with. Now that you have that, you're going to chain 2, just like we did here. Yarn over and pull through 2 times. Now you're going to repeat that process 4 more times, and I will do it with you. You're going to yarn over, go into this hole here, yarn over, pull through those 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. It's your double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, just like that. Do it 3 more times. Yarn over, pull the loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 2. Oops, chain 2. Now you're going to yarn over, insert, and pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 2, like so. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, and then your chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do 1 more time, yarn over, pull through a loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, chain 2. Just like that, you have 5 double crochets and a chain 5. So you're going to take this tail that you have here, and to close the magic ring, you're going to pull on it like so, gently, but tight enough that it closes, but you don't rip the yarn, like this. Now you're going to take your yarn, and into this first hole here, right here, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again to do what's called a slip stitch. Now if you want to compare it to the original thing that I have here, it's just this first circle that you have, like this. Okay, so once you have that, you're going to start round 2. To do that, you're going to chain 5 like we did at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. Now I like to put in my stitch marker into one of these chains. I normally do the third to mark the first one, because it can be a little confusing to find the yarn. And then if your yarn gets tangled like mine, just untangle it. It's a slow, arduous process. I apologize for this. Okay, sorry about that. So once you have that, you're gonna insert your hook onto it. Nope, let it readjust. Technical difficulties. Okay, like that. Now from here, this is going to count as your first double crochet and chain 2. So you're going to yarn over, and into this space right here, you're going to do another double crochet just like the first round, like this, and then chain 2. Okay, now you're going to find this next space right here, and you're going to double crochet into it. And chain 2. Now to increase the round, you're going to double crochet into it again. So go back into that same loop and double crochet and chain 2, like so. Now you're just going to continue this pattern of double crocheting twice into each chain space all the way around. I'll do it with you again. So you're going to yarn over, double crochet into the next space, chain 2, and go back in for a second double crochet and chain 2, just like that. You continue this pattern all the way around. I'll meet you when you're done. Okay, now once you've made it to the end like this and you've chained 2, that space that has your stitch marker, go ahead and take out your stitch marker, and then that space here, you're going to slip stitch. And in case you forgot how to do that, I'll show you. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again, just like that. And that is the end of your second round. Now it should look like that with your crochet. So next round is going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing double crochets, you're going to do single crochets. So instead of chaining 5, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then take your stitch marker and go ahead and place it into one of the 3 chains. I normally do the second one. And reinsert your hook. Now, once you've done that, that's going to count as your first single crochet and your chain 2. So you're going to go back into this loop here, and you're going to do a single crochet. So instead of yarning over, what you're going to do is you're just going to insert your hook into the space, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So you should only have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through both of those loops. And that is a single crochet. And once you've done that, you're going to chain 2, like normal, and then go into the next chain space. So you're going to go into it, and you're going to single crochet, and chain 2. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different again. Instead of doing 2 single crochets into each of the spaces, you're going to do a pattern of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So in this first one, we have 2 because we did 1 single crochet plus the chain 3. So in this one, we're only going to do the 1 single crochet. So instead of going back into this loop, you're going to go into the next one with a single crochet. And then 2 chain stitches. Now, to do the 2, 1, 2, 1 pattern, we have 2, 1. So this one's going to be 2. So you're going to go back in, single crochet, and chain 2. Now you're going to continue this pattern all the way around. I'll do it with you in case you're confused. Well, I'll do a few more with you. And sorry, my yarn keeps getting tangled throughout this entire video. I apologize for that. Okay, so the next one, you're going to do a single crochet. Sorry. Single crochet, like this, chain 2, and then in the next one, you're going to do 2 single crochets with a chain 2 space in between. Chain 2. So as you can see when you look back, you have this pattern of the 2, the 1, the 2, the 1, and the 2. So you're going to continue this pattern all the way around. I'll meet you there. Welcome back. So once you've made it all the way around, it's going to look a little wonky, don't worry. You're going to take out your stitch marker, and into that space here, it's going to be a little harder to find than the first ones, but if you just kind of use your finger to separate, you can find it. So into that first space, you're going to slip stitch. So pull through and pull through again, just like that. And that is your third round. So it's going to look like this. Now you're going to do one more round of single crochets before we change it up again. So chain 3, like so. Go ahead and add your stitch marker. And if you prefer not to use stitch markers, you don't have to for this specific crochet piece, because for some people it can be easy to tell where the first stitch is for the rounds, but for some people it's not, especially beginners. So use the stitch marker if you want, and if you don't want to, you don't have to for this tutorial. So now, back into that first one, you're going to single crochet, chain 2, and this pattern is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1, right? So into this next space, might be a little tricky to find. You're going to single crochet, chain 2, and the next one you're going to single crochet, chain 2, and in this third one, and it might be a little bit harder to find, you're going to do single crochet, chain 2 twice. Just like so. Now you're going to continue this pattern all the way around. I'll do it with you again just in case you're confused. So you're going to do 1 single crochet and chain 2 in the next one, and 1 single crochet and chain 2 in the second one, and then in the third one you're going to do 2 single crochet, chain 2, I forgot to chain 2 here. Make sure you remember to do that each time. Chain 2. Just like that. So the pattern here is 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1, all the way around. I will meet you once you've finished that. Alright, once you've made it here, it should look about like this, and if you hold it up to your thing, it should look like this. About this size. And if you want to see it without, it should be around this size. So once you have it like that, now depending on your preference, you can do one more round following the same increase pattern, except it would be 2 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 all the way around with single crochets if you want the pouch to be a little bit bigger. But if you want it to be about this size, you're going to have to keep it the way it is. So the next round is going to be a little bit different. So find that space and slip stitch just like we have previously, like this, and you're going to chain 1. You're only going to chain 1. And I chained this a little bit tightly, so I'm going to redo the chain just for self-convenience. I'll redo this chain like that, and then you can place your stitch marker in that chain. Now I highly recommend using a stitch marker for the next couple of rounds because it can be really difficult to know when you get to the end of your round. If you still don't want to, that's okay, or if you want to use like scrap yarn and pull it through, you can do that as well. It's really up to your preference. So that first one is going to count as our first single crochet. Now there are these little pillar things that you see, these things, And above them, there should look like there's 2 crochets sharing it as the middle. What you're going to do is in the back loops only, meaning this V, you're going to go into the back of it like this, so you only have the 1 rather than the 2. So you're going to go into the back loop only of that right side of the pillar, and you're going to single crochet. So find the crochet you want in the back loop only. You're going to single crochet like so. Now what you're going to do is you're going to skip this next V here. So this next V, you're going to skip it, and you're going to go into this next one. So if you're looking at it through the pillar and how there's the right and the left of the pillar, it's going to be the one next to the right. And again, you're going to go into the back loop only of it. So sorry, I covered my finger covered that. To the right of it, the back loop only, you're going to single crochet. And then into the one on the pillar, back loop, go through and single crochet. And you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around, skipping 1 and then single crocheting into the next 2. And you're not chaining in between the single crochets, you're just single crocheting all the way around. I will meet you when you're done. All right, welcome back. So now that you've made your way all the way around with the single crochets, you're going to take out your stitch marker from that stitch, and you're going to, as we have done before, you're going to slip stitch like this. Now you're going to notice it's going to start curving this way a little bit. Don't worry, that's good. We want that to happen because it's going to encompass our Pokémon Go Plus. Now from here, we're going to go back to this single crochet pattern. So you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to skip this first crochet, and into the second one, single crochet. No, sorry, you're going to skip the first 2, and in the third one, you're going to single crochet, like so. And go ahead and put in your stitch marker in one of those chain 3, and like that. And you're just going to continue that pattern around. So you're going to chain 2, and then skip these next 2 stitches, and into the third, single crochet. Chain 2, skip those 2, go into the third, and single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, third one, single crochet, chain 2, and you're just going to continue that pattern all the way around. And I will meet you when you're done. right, welcome back. Once you've made it, it should be looking like a little bowl, almost like you have this rim. And once you've changed two, there's going to be 2 chain spaces, and into this chain space that we created, this first one, you're going to slip stitch like we have throughout the entire project. And so this is what it should be looking like, and if you want to make sure it's fitting to your liking, you can take your Pokemon Plus and, you know, just kind of put it in there, make sure it fits to your liking, like this. Now, once you've done that, go ahead and come back in, and what you're going to do, you can look at this one to show, is you're going to go around and you're going to single crochet into the stitches. So you're going to chain 1 like this, put in your stitch marker, and you're going to skip this first chain space, and into the second one, just into the chain space, you're going to single crochet like this. And you're just going to do that all the way around into the chain space. You're going to single crochet. Don't put any chains in between, just into the spaces, single crochet all the way around. And you're going to notice very quickly right off the bat, as you're doing this, it's going to start closing in on itself, and that's exactly what you want it to do. Okay, and once you've reached the end, you're going to remove your stitch marker, and into that chain space, sorry I missed one, you're going to slip stitch. And I like to pull through so I can check to make sure everything's fitting. And once you have this, you're going to want to like flatten it, make it look all nice, and then this is going to be your finished product minus weaving in the ends. So if you want to make sure it fits, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, just go ahead and flatten it like this. And then you're going to want to, it can be a bit of a struggle depending on the size you chose to make. You're going to slip it in. Just like this. And it should fit pretty nicely, unless, please excuse my struggle to speak. It should fit pretty nicely, and if you're happy with how it looks, you can go ahead and take it out and fasten off. And how I like to do this, everyone does it a little differently, but how I do it is I like to chain 1. Okay, you're going to take your scissors, and you're going to leave a tail, like a pretty good tail, and you're going to cut it. And you're going to be done with that yarn. Now you take this loop that you have and you just pull the yarn through and then pull on it to tighten it like this. And that's going to create a little knot. Now I also like to, this first tail that you had at the beginning, I like to use my crochet hook to pull it through to the outer side so weaving it in can be a little easier. So with that tail that is now on this side, you're going to take your darning needle and you're going to weave it in. You can do this however you please, but I personally like to take it and go under a few of these like loops like this, pull it, and then just cut it. And that's all I do for the tail because it's already pretty secure. You know, pull it to kind of hide that tail like that. Now for the top one, you have to do a little more work because it's not quite as secure. So you're going to put it on your darning needle. And how I like to do this is I like to take this first stitch, I like to insert my darning needle and pull through. And then this back stitch, here, pull through that way. And then what I like to do is I like to go back in and just kind of weave it in and out of a few of the stitches. Not too many, just enough to feel secure. You know, go back through a couple times. Like this. And then take your scissors, cut it, and kind of pull it a little to make sure it's nice and even. And there is our finished Pokemon Go Plus crochet holder. And once again, to put it in, you're going to kind of like turn it onto its side like this and just slip it in. And depending on how you do it, it can be a little challenging. And when you stretch it, you might notice your tail that you weaved in shows up a little bit more. So you can just go ahead and cut that a little shorter, or try to at least. Make sure it's not poking out. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Please like and subscribe and leave any questions you have down in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful morning, night, or evening. Peace.